going over to Union Square today and checking in on whatever payphones happen to be on the way. This looks like it could be a payphone, but now that I get closer, probably not, because it's too low to the ground. The lower phones were installed in the 90s to comply with the American with Disabilities Act. No dial tone here. You can see the innards of this one, or the working parts. A little of it at least. This one also has a barcode on it with the exact identifier and the address. Northeast corner. Not sure what FW means. There's another one on this side. That's going to bother me all day. What does FW mean? F/W. There's the blackened ad panel of doom and death. And a bra ad. This is 14th Street, Union Square. This phone did not work last time I tried it, but it's been a long time. No dial tone today. This was a phone I used to make recordings of some of the subway musicians and buskers that used to play over here on that spot. And some of the subway performers are coming back, but mostly these stations remain pretty quiet, of music that is. This is where I met the Saw lady. Yeah. Somewhat legendary subway performer who plays the musical Saw. She's real nice woman. She lives in my neighborhood, turns out. So I recorded her and gave her my payphone radio card, which I keep forgetting to do this. Leave my radio calling card. I think there should still be another phone on the other side of the station. I'm not sure if this one is even supposed to be working anymore. This station is like a big labyrinth maze. Lots of ways to get lost. I can see it from here. Oh, and you know what? I think there's another one outside of the turnstile too. Okay, this sucker has dial tone. How about that? It said that Thomas Edison, 50,000 experiments. Something about Thomas Edison, 50,000 experiments. And let's see if my memory is correct. Indeed it is. There it is.
Can you help?
No. Yeah, no dial tone on this one. I thought this one was the TT wire, just it's the one inside. I don't think this one's supposed to be working anymore anyway, so I forgot to check if the TT wire was lit up on the other one, but I'm sure it's all good. So we got 3 phones under one roof. That's something, but only one of them works. Let me get the number again. Once again, this is 14th Street, Union Square, where you can get the 4, 5, 6, the L, the N, the Q, the R, the W, and so much more. Look at this thing. It's the new generation of vending machines. They had a shop in Rockefeller Center where you could buy like a diamond ring from one of these things. Thousands of dollars. This is on Irving Place, and these look like they're in pretty good shape, intact and not savagely defaced, and it has dial tone. What do you make of that? They got it good here on Irving Place. Yep, this one has dial tone too. Small miracles, right? Looks like somebody stole the top placard on this and the other one, revealing that this was one of the phones that was confiscated by City Bridge. Telebeam was one of the last surviving independent payphone service providers in New York. And they got bought out at just like pennies on the dollar. Like, City Bridge acquired all their phones as well as those of East Harlem Unity and CBS Outdoor, I think, and Vector, and there's some others, but they didn't obviously remove the Telebeam brand. They just put their plaque on top of it. But then somebody came along and stole it, stole both of them. Yep, I wasn't dreaming. It really does work, both of them. This is Park Avenue South near 18th Street. 2 in a row above City Bridge. This one looks like somebody might have actually attempted to use it, so let's see if they would have had any luck. They would not have had any luck. There's no dial tone. Nothing doing here either. And by the way, that's what the top plaque is supposed to look like on a City Bridge phone. If you were able to peel this away, you'd probably find another Telebeam card underneath it. Telebeam is still in business though. They just don't do payphones, at least not in the 5 boroughs. They saw the writing on the wall a long time ago and diversified into company phone networks and I don't know what else. The Old Town Bar on 18th. I haven't been to in a long time and it's closed now. But all the way in the back it used to have, it probably still does have, an old phone booth. But the phone had been ripped out a long time ago. It's a bit of a tourist attraction. But nothing doing now. I think I can kind of sort of make it out on the just to the right of that white poster. But the screen is a little too small for me to be sure what I'm looking at. This is a great bar, by the way. Its hidden secret is the upstairs space, which nobody ever seems to know about. Anytime I've come here, I get to go upstairs. I've got the place all to myself. That's the Union Square Job Center across the street. You can't see it from here, but there are a couple of PTS phones in there, which I discovered totally by chance a few years ago. I guess it was about 4 years ago now. I was invited to conduct a guided tour of payphones around Union Square, and I did it. I really did not want to do it, but I went ahead anyway. I wanted to challenge myself to do something outside of my comfort zone. About 15 people showed up, and it was actually a pretty interesting time to do the tour because those stupid LinkNYC kiosks were just starting to appear. So we were sort of at a turning point in the public communication landscape of New York. And it was a nice crowd too. I think about 15 people, and I don't remember if I called out these phones that used to be here. Those yellow mats are the new street furniture that tells you there used to be a payphone here, and that most likely there's going to be a LinkNYC kiosk coming soon. A totally needless smart city flourish that has caused more problems than it's solved. And you know what, let's go look at one particular one just for the hell of it. I don't like to draw attention to these things, but we happen to be in the area of the very first one that was installed and activated. So this Starbucks on 3rd Avenue at 15th Street is the site of the first ever LinkNYC kiosk that was installed and activated. And I guess that was 4 or 5 years ago now. And the one across the street was number 2. But when I did my guided tour, I guess that must have been 2016. We started here, but there was a phone across the street. Actually, you know what? That one is not number 2. It's the next block over. It doesn't matter. This is the first one there. And I made the joke that if you go to Hartford today, Hartford, Connecticut, and if you know where to look, you'll find a plaque commemorating the site of the first ever coin-operated public pay telephone. I really doubt in 100 years from now that there's going to be a plaque on this site commemorating the site of the first ever LinkNYC kiosk. But hey, you never know, right? History is written by the winners, after all. I don't even want to look at this thing. The Shades of Green is another place where I found a payphone pretty much by chance. A friend of mine was visiting from out of town and staying at the hotel next door, and we met up here. I was waiting for him, and I saw the phone, and I punched the phone number printed on it into my phone web browser, and the first thing that came up was my website, which had the listing for that particular phone. I love when that happens. In the past, you would be able to see the thing through this window, but they papered over it for whatever reason. They're closed just like so many other places these days. Getting back to that guided tour, it was just strange that I happened to find those two job center payphones as I was conducting the tour. I had no idea they were going to be in there. And like I said, I don't regret doing it or anything. I'm happy to have done it, but it just was uncomfortable for me. I hate guided tours just as a thing to begin with. But it was fun. Well, these two are a beauty. This is Broadway near 13th Street. This one's got a lot going on. That looks like the work of Raymond underneath. Or no, wait a minute. I can't tell where the layers work here. Yeah, Raymond has a sort of an activist artist who really hates bottled water for all the waste that the bottles create. I've seen a few payphones with these boxes over them. I don't know what they're for or what's in them, and I'm not going to pry it open to find out. Or maybe I will. Oh, I don't have to. Looks like a battery. Power supply. Misty was here. Oh wow, this handset smells like a cigar. Some guerrilla advertising for a photographer, which reminds me, not surprisingly there's no dial tone, but it's okay to cry, it's okay to fly. I can't tell what this poster was supposed to be for. This is University Place in 10th Street. And while the Hotel Albert is on the Register of Historic Places, I don't think these payphones are. And I don't think they're going to be. These look like they could be payphones. I don't remember if they are. These were among the last landline phones owned by City Bridge. There was one other one on Queens Boulevard. Just one single standalone copper landline phone. All the others have been converted to cellular. Is she in here? Let me see. Yep, there she is. Oops. It's a little higher up than she usually started. She usually started maybe 4 or 5 inches lower than this one. That flash is obnoxious, but it does illustrate. Yeah, that's interesting that these are so much higher up than she usually started. Like maybe 4 or 5 inches higher than usual. And I say that just to refer to how consistent she was in her etchings. The lettering is virtually always identical. It's almost as if she had some kind of stamp or a brand that she used to press it in, but now everyone is unique and handcrafted. You know, I'm actually tempted to steal this. I saw this as I was approaching. Tempted to steal it, but I don't really want to carry it around for the rest of the day. It's probably filthy on the back. Leered late. That'll leer you. This is on 19th Street, just off Broadway. Yet more evidence that City Bridge has basically abdicated maintenance of its phones. Those call your mom messages have been on these handsets for a long time. This phone was obviously moved from somewhere in Astoria. That 278 exchange is the old Astoria 8 telephone exchange number. Oh, I forgot to check for dial tone. Nope. I don't usually get this front panel because there's almost always a car parked right here, but I have a little bit of room. Love is the message. Wonder what these are. I'm looking around, I don't see any photographer credited, but they look cool. There's a dancer warming up. Can't tell if they're climbing in or climbing out. Actually, probably neither. Looks a bit like Johnny Depp. Don't know who to credit for these, but they're interesting. Well, that's cute, isn't it? I wasn't going to do these two, but what's a little unusual about these? Oh wow, what's unusual is this one has dial tone. It's a little strange. It's on the sidewalk. You see 134492 is the PPT ID of this phone, and for some reason somebody went to the trouble of spray painting it onto the sidewalk. And same with the one next to it, 134491. I don't recall ever seeing that, but in the past there have been spray paints on the sidewalk of payphones that were scheduled to be replaced by LinkNYC kiosks, but I can think of no good reason why this would have been done by City Bridge or the city or anybody, so whatever. Okay, this one looks like it could be a payphone. It's just the right vintage with the black frame, and but it's probably not because the phone is lower down. Yeah, no dial tone. Yeah, I don't see her at all.